I have a second channel, Cube Compium TDX.
I decided to go for my MBA because I saw some growth potential in the organization. I've grown quite a bit in the company. When I started, I was the operations manager, which grew into a director position, and now I'm the COO.
I was married, my wife was pregnant with our first son, and we said, hey, I need to get my act together and go to school, and so looked up ITT Tech, and they had the courses I needed at the times I could go, because I still had to support the family. There were a few instructors at ITT Tech that helped me out a lot, and I learned everything I needed to know.
Before starting ITT Tech, working in retail to now working for a Fortune 500 company, it really does testify to the fact that having an education like the one I got from ITT Tech really does change your life. Being a single father makes a huge difference, being able to provide everything he's ever needed.
I owe my success to, I guess, the approach that ITT Tech takes.
Scholarships and financial aid are available for students who qualify. To find out more, visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
ITT Tech. Maybe I should consider going there. Seems like a pretty nice school. I need to look them up in the morning. Hey everybody. So in this video we're going to be talking about ITT Technical Institute.
Okay, everybody, so I have my own personal ITT Technical Institute story to share with y'all tonight. So first off, I hope y'all like that introduction to this video. I think it sums up pretty well how many people may have been convinced to consider ITT Technical Institute for their educational needs. So, of course, if you didn't know, ITT Technical Institute was a for-profit trade school, or whatever you want to call it. It was a for-profit college that was notorious for super high tuition, and this being like the dead-end college, I guess I could say. You would take classes there, and you would get a degree that was not really all that great of a degree. I mean, in comparison to what you would get from like a real university, like a public university, or even your community college. Again, you would pay. You would end up in serious student loan debt, or just you'd spend a lot of money to get that degree. That would probably be considered questionable. And of course, in 2016, the school went belly up. They went bankrupt, and they just closed the doors with pretty much little to no warning to their students and faculty and staff, and not much of any recourse for those who were currently taking classes there, working toward a degree. A lot of students ended up in a pretty tough situation from ITT Technical Institute's bankruptcy and subsequent closure. And also, students who enrolled in ITT Technical Institute and graduated, as I mentioned earlier, the degree was like questionable. A lot of these students found themselves not really able to find a job. You may remember the ITT Technical Commercials, like the one I played in this introduction. It's just, you would hear these testimonials from students, and sometimes I question if these were actual students or actually paid actors, or students who were paid to give a nice glowing review of ITT Technical Institute and how it helped better themselves. More or less, they probably filtered out the good experiences from all the bad. More or less, their commercials, they tried so hard, and I think they did a pretty good job with trying to convince people that, hey, ITT Technical Institute, that's the school you got to go to advance in this field of study, or ITT Tech is the school you need to go to in order to get classes at this time of the day, because ITT Technical Institute was one of the colleges that was out there to try to, they catered to, let's say, working adults, people who already were working jobs and already taking care of their families. So in cases like that, they will need classes. They'll need to have classes available at certain times of day, like late at night, for example. And I tell you that when you look at these commercials, you would think ITT Technical Institute is just the amazing school to go to. It's like the one, the school you need to go to. But really, it seemed like ITT Technical Institute was nothing more than a big scam that would just robbed you of thousands of dollars and sent you into a big hole of student loan debt. And ultimately, not really bettering yourself. I mean, some people may have had good experiences, but I've heard a lot of bad experiences. So, my personal story with ITT Tech. Okay, so back in 2009, I graduated high school, and I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do for college yet at the time. I had already enrolled at my local community college, which is one of the largest community colleges in the state, and is very well known. They have a very nice, lot of very nice programs. Okay, so I was already enrolled. I wasn't exactly sure if it was what I wanted. So a couple of friends of mine, one who had already been going to ITT Technical Institute for about a semester or so, had convinced my other friend that to him it seemed like it was such a great school. Now, I don't know what program of study he was in, but he convinced them to hop on board and start school, and they reached out to me. They were like, "Hey Nick, you ought to check out ITT Technical Institute. It's a great school." Well, they later found out it wasn't such a great school. But anyways, the summer of 2009, we took a trip to ITT Tech, and it just seemed, on the outside, it seemed like a pretty nice school. Now, in hindsight, after graduating from a local community college, ITT Tech really is just a big joke. And for example, now that they've gone now that they've went belly up, I've found some videos on YouTube from former students as well as some faculty members touring an ITT Tech campus. And let's just say I graduated with an associate's degree in computer engineering technology. So my educational background involved a lot of working with electronics, some PCs. I started this program with great computer knowledge as it was. I mean, I've been working on computers for many years already at the time, but I gained a lot of knowledge about electronics and sort of the engineering side of things, and it's a neat program. So I'm familiar with what my local community college has, as far as labs and equipment and stuff like that, and it's pretty high tech, pretty advanced for a community college. Matter of fact, what the neatest thing is, I actually work at this community college now, and let's see, a couple of years ago, I actually had a local media appearance. I got to sort of sell the college, sort of like doing a mock ITT Tech commercial, except for my local community college, talking about my experiences as a former student and also working in the same area I took classes and helping current students achieve their goals. So that being said, I have a good overall feel and understanding of what my local community college has to offer. But and when I went to look at this video about ITT Tech in their labs, it was like it's a freaking joke. You could tell what this school, what their goals and their priorities were, and it wasn't their students. No, it wasn't the quality of the labs. No, their goal, which I don't have a dollar bill to crinkle up around here, but you get the idea. Their goal was profit. again, ITT Tech was a for-profit school, and honestly, I don't much care for profit schools. Anytime I see flyers about ECPI University, for example, or if I hear all the radio commercials for mycomputercareer.edu, I'm like to myself, like I wouldn't waste my time with them schools. You get a much better education at your local community college, and also not drown yourself in student loan debt. Alright, so back to the story of ITT Technical Institute. So, summer 2009, I took a trip with my friends. At the time, my first friend I mentioned, who was already taking classes, he was taking classes, and my other buddy, he just wanted to check out the school, and so would I, just out of curiosity. And he was pretty much sold on it, and I kind of was too. So, at least on paper and what they discussed, it seemed like it was a nice school. So not only did he sign up for classes, I did too. And that included grants and also student loans. So in late August 2009, I was signed up, ready to go. Now, mind you, at this point, the fall semester for the community college had already started. And ITT's next semester was set to start, I think, in September of that year. And one night, I was just laying in bed, couldn't sleep that night, and I just thought to myself, this doesn't seem right. Because let me explain. ITT Technical Institute, at least the representatives who spoke with me, it's like I was at a used car dealership. Or even a new car dealership. It's like they're trying to sell me a product. Trying to sell me a new car. And I was thinking to myself, it seemed more like they were trying, it seemed more like they were trying to hit a sales goal, rather than actually recruit me as a student and consider what my actual goals were. They just want to get me enrolled so that way they could charge me that outrageous tuition and ultimately not give me a good degree and possibly land me in a jobless situation with lots of student loan debt. So that night I was thinking about it and I said, you know what, I'm canceling. Something doesn't seem right. Well, so the following day or soon thereafter, me and my mother, we traveled back to ITT Tech to cancel. And luckily, the cancellation process was pretty straightforward. They canceled the classes. I didn't owe them a penny. The student loans, they were canceled. I didn't owe them anything. I felt like I dodged a bullet. Because my other friend who had been taking classes there, I don't think he ever was able to really achieve his goals. I think he ultimately just ended up saddled with lots of student loan debt. And my other friend who started that, I told you, the second friend who was also convinced to start, he started classes there, and I just don't. And he had grants and stuff, but I think he still had. I don't know his whole financial situation, how he paid for his classes, but things didn't work out for him either. It's more or less ITT Tech was just there to take your money, and once they got their money, it's like they didn't really care. All they want is their money. Now back to what I was saying earlier. I'd seen the videos on YouTube of a faculty member touring a local ITT Tech Institute right after the closure. So it was after ITT Tech. They closed their campuses for good, and the guy was giving like a final tour of the campus. So some of the labs, for example, like a computer networking lab, and a lab having to do with like circuit analysis and electronics, seeing the equipment that they used in those labs, it was it was a pretty lame offering compared to what my local community college has. And to think ITT Tech was charging their students outrageous tuition for this crap. I mean, we're talking about computers, like for example, the computers they use looked like they were super old. Something like you would see in a poor, rundown school district, not at a higher education facility. It was awful. It's like the lab materials and the course materials. It was just ridiculous. And now, so as I mentioned, I got out of ITT. I dodged a bullet, so I never got to experience being in the classroom at ITT Technical Institute. I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, just seeing, like for example, in this campus they showed the library, which was like, I don't know, like really, it was like super small. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, this is all they have for a library. And I'm just like, man, and just the thought of a lot of these, a lot of these for-profit schools like ITT Tech. Now, some of their campuses were situated like in their own building, on their own property, but a lot of ITT schools were in office complexes, like an office building. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's an office building, I'm not sure if that's really a good school. I mean, if their money, if they're so geared for profit that they can afford to build a decent campus, but instead lease space in a freaking office complex, that may not be such a good school to go to. Yeah. So, I'm just curious. Feel free to leave your opinions in the comments. If you've had any experience with ITT Technical Institute. I'm just curious to see what everybody else's opinions are on the school. And of course, as I mentioned, I got to see more of the sales side of the school. My buddies, they did have classes on campus, and it's it's unfortunate for them that it's like ITT more or less failed them. They were sold on the promise of opportunity, a good education, and career opportunities down the road. And then it's like they never really seemed to get that. And I think part of the problem, it was not only ITT Technical Institute, but also the Great Recession that occurred at the time. I mean, the U.S. economy still was not all that great for several years afterwards, and that's another reason why I'm glad I escaped ITT Tech, and instead enrolled at my local community college, which I enrolled at my local community college in spring of 2010. Because if I'd have stayed with ITT Technical Institute, I would have been saddled with probably tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, with a questionable degree that some employers would actually laugh at, and end up in a situation where I couldn't find a job and not be able to start paying off the student loan debt. Yeah, I had a hard time finding my first job. I didn't find my first job until the summer of 2014. That was a part-time job at Staples, which that only lasted me like 3 months before I moved on to I was able to secure a better job later in the fall of that year. But it's just comes to show I had a hard time finding work. And it was for a number of different, it was kind of a long story, a number of different reasons, but just imagine, had I graduated from ITT Tech, I would have been in a bad situation. So, I think that just about wraps up for this video. That was kind of my story about ITT Technical Institute. Kind of all over the place, yeah, I know. But I'm curious. What are y'all's thoughts and opinions on ITT Technical Institute? I mean, there are commercials again with that flashy ITT logo that actually was not originally associated with the school. Yeah, that flashy ITT logo, for example. It wouldn't be uncommon to find the ITT logo on, for example, electronic components, vintage electronic components. Matter of fact, at our college, in our parts room, we have some vintage components that are actually manufactured by ITT. So yeah, these flashy commercials talking about with these students, talking about how they had such a great experience with ITT Technical Institute, how it bettered themselves, how they was able to secure the job they want, how they was able to take care of their family and stuff like that. Whereas in reality, a lot of people were jobless and their credit ruined because their student loans they went into default because they couldn't pay them back because they didn't have a job or couldn't find a decent job. I mean, there's stories of people graduating ITT Technical Institute and being referred to a job at McDonald's. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, before I wrap this up, I know I'm kind of dragging this out. Here's a funny one. There's this one ITT Tech commercial where it's on YouTube. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. Of this woman talking about how she had such a great experience with ITT Technical Institute, and it showed her doing in the commercial. It showed her doing this, more or less. Let me pop this out. It showed her installing RAM on a computer motherboard. Yeah, guys, that really requires a degree from ITT Technical Institute. It requires a degree from ITT Tech Institute to upgrade your computer's RAM, because that's just so advanced. I mean, it's so advanced that my mom actually did it years ago, and she don't have an IT degree. She did it on her own. She did it herself. Matter of fact, and that's kind of a long story in itself. My mom, years ago, the old E-Machines T1840 she bought from Best Buy back in fall 2002 only had 120 megabytes of RAM, and she went to Best Buy at some point later on. In the Meek Squad, they were going to charge her I forget how much money to install one RAM module. So she said, you know what, more or less forget it. I'm going to just purchase this RAM module, this DGR RAM module, and I'm going to take this home and I'm going to install it myself. And that's what she did. She did. But yeah, these ITT commercials, that one just kills me. Where the lady is installing the stick of RAM in the computer, and like, wow, that you sure got some great training from ITT Technical Institute. I mean, dang, nowadays if you want to upgrade RAM in your computer, it's probably, I mean, you can just go on YouTube and look. It's so simple. I mean, it's the easiest upgrade you can do to a computer. The easiest maintenance or repair you can do to a computer, or maintenance to upgrade. Installing a stick of RAM. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching. Well, everybody, that's it for this video. But don't forget, there's a lot more interesting stuff on the channel to check out. Also, if this is your first time visiting this channel, feel free to subscribe to keep your channel. And also, don't forget to tick the bell so that way you'll get notified of new video posts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But if you really didn't like it, there is the alternative option available as well. Also, feel free to check out my second channel, CubeComp MTDX. There you'll find videos about bicycling, weather, elevator tours, and all sorts of other neat, interesting stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to come back, and thank you for your support.